via RadioOnFire.com or BaltimoreMusicAwards.com.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Angie Winder here on the RTV radio show. Once again, great fabulous Tuesday with a lot of protection in the house today. We're going to be talking about safety on today. I'm really excited to have my law enforcement friends on this evening. All the things that are going on with the holiday, we just wanted to have a segment to talk about safety tips. And so I'm here on this wonderful cold Tuesday with Captain Preston. We also have Sergeant Hardy, Lieutenant Boyd, and Officer Cooper. And again, we're just going to be talking about some safety tips with the holiday approaching and the winter season. You know, it's getting dark and cold out. Just some things that we can talk about and either avoid or actually, come about to make sure that we're safe and we're going about things in a safe manner. So I just wanted to say thank you all for coming on this show on this evening.
No problem.
No problem. I am really excited to have this gang because Northeast District, that's my district here, and I just know that anytime I need the entire Northeast District Police, they are there doing a lot of things in the community. Monica Cooper, I mean, like, it's a lot of things that are going on. So I would like to talk about all of those things because I think that safety and community engagement go hand in hand. So once you have that in community engagement and relationship, it really helps with the safety measure and also build relationships and partnerships with the community so they'll be safe to know that they can call on you all. So can we just go around the table here and just kind of introduce yourself? And
sure. Yeah. I'm Sergeant Marlon Hardy. I'm the NCO, Sergeant of the Northeast District and the Community Liaison for the Northeast.
I'm Captain Natalie Preston, the Captain Executive Officer of the Northeast District Acting Major.
Wait a minute, hold on, stop there. Hey. Acting Major. Listen, I'm putting my bid in. She's a great leader, so thank you for all that you're doing. Sorry, I had to stop there. She said acting, but whatever I need to do to make sure get a word over, she's doing some amazing job leading.
And I'm Lieutenant Anita Boyd. I am a shift commander in the Northeast District.
And I'm also Monica Jones-Cooper. I am the NCO, Community Officer of the Northeast District.
And when we talk about community, you can always see, what do you see? All of you all doing some great things, from dancing with the children and Halloween pictures. So I was trying to find a picture, and one of the pictures had Halloween, and I was like, I can't take that one, it has skulls on the back. But that's what you can see, every last person here doing some great things. So, and then Lieutenant Boyd, as soon as we saw each other, I was like, I've seen you before. So let us not, let you know, today will be a day that we will continue to see each other, building community relationships. I wanted this segment to be brought to you today because I've been hearing so much. We hear all the shootings and the crime increase, and again, it goes a lot with the hand in hand with the holidays. We know people are out shopping and again, getting dark. We know that, you don't have to talk too much about it, but we do know that there was a father and a 13-year-old that was shot, and reading the article was stating that they were, going shopping. And then we also had other things that were going on because people are out. What are some things that people can do to kind of be on the lookout for, safety measures here in the city?
So as a recommendation from the Baltimore City Police Department, some safety tips for the citizens in the community throughout not only the Northeast District, but Baltimore City and the surrounding counties, if you're listening. If you're traveling, get automatic timers for your lights. And if you have a neighbor that you trust, kind of have them to look out for you and call them when you're on your way in the house to let them be on the lookout. If you're out in the evening, leave your radio or television on. I know BG&E is a killer, but
yes,
safety is important. Safety is paramount. And to protect our vehicles, protect your vehicles, not only mine, but try to avoid leaving packages or any items visible where anybody can see from the naked eye, because of course people are out looking and they're trying to obtain any information or steal anything out of your car. And if for those that are shopping like me, don't be walking on your telephone when you're walking and you're out in public. Don't try to avoid using your cell phone while in public, and try to keep your keys handy. If you see something that doesn't look right, if it doesn't feel right, hit that panic button. If you're in a residential area, the panic alarm gets people attention all the time. If not, scream, yell. Somebody's gonna look, and call the police if you can. When you're leaving your home, always make sure that your doors and windows are locked. Make sure that you just don't leave any packages. And for those who are having packages delivered, there are other alternatives opposed to having packages delivered to your house, because UPS and FedEx and Amazon, they also all have lock boxes and drop spaces. If not, and I have the locations for the Northeast District where you can have your items sent to. And the locations for the UPS access point locations are as follows: 5150 Sinclair Lane, 4401 Bel Air Road, which is a 7-Eleven, 2401 Bel Air Road, and 6109 Bel Air Road, which is also a 7-Eleven. And the Amazon access points are 5401 Radicke Avenue, which is a 7-Eleven, 4401 Harford Road, which is a 7-Eleven.
I was gonna say a 7-Eleven is
they're popping.
Yeah.
6001 Harford Road, 7-Eleven, 5950 Bel Air Road, and 6001 Harford Road, which is also a 7-Eleven. And we have a FedEx location on York Road for those who don't want to have their packages delivered to their house. That's a safe way of ensuring that your packages, that you receive your packages for the holidays in time, by having them going to an access point opposed to having them on your porch and stolen from your porch, because of course people drive around and they follow the UPS drivers around, and they pick up the packages after the UPS drivers leave them. And if you have a Ring doorbell, monitor your doorbell cameras once you get home in the evening to make sure that there isn't any illegal or suspicious activity going on around your house. If you see people in the alleys, call the police if it doesn't look right. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. I don't want you to become victim, or any of your neighbors to become victim.
Right. Now, as far as the doorbell ring, have you seen that being very effective? Because I know they can record certain activity.
Yeah,
Is
so
that something we can
they are effective, and in addition to them helping us or helping you to protect your home, it also helps with crime in the area. When there's crime that's occurring in various areas, we also try to locate those cameras and everything to help obtain or identify suspects in incidents that occur.
So that's actually good, because I was actually looking into, I know they have different programs and different doorbell rings, but just making sure that's something that can kind of work hand in hand with the police department as well. So I looked at it in the list, and we'll make sure that we probably make a copy of it and maybe post it on the page. But the 7-Elevens, that's actually good. Now, do you know if they? I'm just trying to wonder, is it kind of like in a back area, or are they holding it? Are they going to be the responsible ones?
Yeah, they have lock boxes.
Because that's the first time I didn't. Okay.
And I believe they also have one, and I could be missing it, but at the Harvest Fair, also on Hamilton Avenue, I think there's a lock box there.
Okay.
As well for packages.
Well lit.
It's well lit.
Yes.
Oh, so it's on the outside.
Yes.
Okay, that's how I was like, are they actually going to be responsible for the package? That's good.
And it's
I never heard
secure
of it.
because, of course, all the 7-Elevens have cameras, and
Yes.
everybody shops at 7-Eleven, so it's not out the way.
So that's actually a good idea to have that. So I know when you mentioned about like items in your car, I know was it Major Shorter? He's always was talking about just your vehicle, leaving it unattended, trying to warm it up and
yes, that's another
with the key inside. Can you talk about that? Just elaborate, even with the insurance company, if it's taken and everything, because I know that there's some things that they're trying to do now.
So in the Northeast District, we've seen a spike in stolen autos, and majority of our stolen autos come from individuals warming their cars and leaving the keys in their car. Yeah. If you leave your vehicle running with the key in the car, it's a fine. It's a citable fine, and we do cite people for leaving their keys in the car. And the insurance company will not pay for your vehicle once it's recovered. You're responsible for those monetary damages as well, if any. And a lot of times those vehicles are used to commit other crimes throughout the city, i.e. robberies.
And the other thing is that the push button auto start, or what is it where you start your car but you don't have to leave the key in there?
The push button start.
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
You can't leave your car unattended. It's just that's how the law reads. You can't leave your car unattended, and if you do, you still get cited the same way. So even if you have the key fob,
yes, that's what I said. I think that's what it is.
With you, even if you have it with you, your car can be driven away. And if you think about the child that may get hit or the older person that may get hit, I mean, those things, if you keep that in mind, you won't make those choices.
Now, I also remember, because I've been trying to read on this a lot, but I guess how they're interceding with the door, the key lock, whatever, the key fob. I think I've read that if you cover it with like aluminum or put in an aluminum tin pan. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you speak on that?
It
I just read it briefly, and I don't know.
What it is, if you put it in an aluminum tin can, the signal from the key fob to your car will not allow the doors to be open. It will cut the signal off, so nobody can like this go to your car, open the door. Especially with the cars that have like the
push button start.
Push button starts.
Right. That's why I was reading part of it. Now is that part of the spike? I mean, I don't want to say the criminals. Do they have something where they're going to these cars and doing that? Like
it's more so that your key fob could be so close to your car that it allows them to go to the car and just pull it
I was just wondering, is like a new technology out there.
And for the ladies, I'm guilty of it myself, but the leaving your keys in your purse and something in your purse falling on it, it's unlocking the doors. So you could potentially have locked your door, but by the time the next day come, if you're moving stuff around, you're
my busy one. Listen, I gotta put my key all the way to the.
I would also suggest not leaving your keys right near the door to take them to your bedroom or something, so that they can't get into your car easily, or they can't come by. And I've been a victim of it myself, being able to get into your cars, unlocking the doors.
So when they break into your house, one of the things that they steal are car keys. And so if your house is burglarized and your keys are accessible, they'll grab your keys, and even if they don't steal your car right then, they'll come back and steal your car, possibly.
And then have access to your.
And then they are criminals.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. You're right. Okay. Look, I try to be so nice with the terminologies here, but yeah. So I know. And do you see it like being young teenagers, or just varying as far as age wise?
It varies age wise, but majority of them are teenagers.
Yeah. So I read an article today. And even though it's in Columbia, but they were saying how a neighborhood in Columbia, or the area in Columbia, about 40 cars were burglarized. And I sat there and was like, my goodness. And they said it were teens that were doing that. And that's why I was just wondering, do you see a spike with the teens?
There's a group of people that sort of go into the community, and something that we end up, a lot of us do, is when we don't lock our cars at night, they door check. So they just, it's a group. They'll get out of a car and they'll walk in the street, usually the side where the driver's side door is, and they door check. And if they can get your car door open, then they go inside and they steal your property. And a lot of times we shop, we do our Christmas shopping, and because we want to hide it from our children, we'll either leave it in the car thinking that it's safe there, or in the trunk. And if your trunk is accessible from the inside with the little button that you push, I mean, they know all of the tricks.
I know. That's why I was like, wow.
Also, a safety tip for that is having motion lights, lights that come on, so when they are walking down the street, the light will come on, and they'll think somebody's actually home.
Watch it.
Second guess pulling on your doorknob.
Yeah.
And also cameras.
Yes.
Cameras.
Another thing to be on the lookout for is individuals who poses as delivery drivers, who try to come up to knock on your door, and they either could be knocking on your door to see if somebody's home, to break in, or to potentially rob you. So I would suggest not opening the door for anybody that you do not know. And if you aren't expecting a delivery, then do not open the door. And if you are expecting a delivery, UPS, Amazon, FedEx, they all have delivery updates where you can have it sent directly to your phone or your email, letting you know the status of your package, and you can check that to make sure on shore. If you're expecting a delivery, then a delivery driver should be knocking.
Absolutely.
And if they can't produce ID, do not open your door for them.
Yeah. And along with that, with packages, if you have a trusted neighbor that will take your, you know, like you can partner with a neighbor and just ask your neighbor, if you see a package on my porch, could you just grab it and send me a text, and that way you know to go and pick it up.
And speaking of text, I don't know if it was a text or just something that they upload on their app. My coworker was just telling me that I guess it was UPS or Amazon, one or the other. They would send a picture that they've dropped off the package and then they'll send it to you. So is that something new maybe for them? So that's actually a good thing too, because then you'll know exactly that your package has been.
Another thing, the Postal Service have a it's some new app that they have where you can check your mail prior to it being delivered. So if something is coming through the mail, the morning that it's going to be delivered, it's scanned into your email, and you can log into an account and check, and it tells you what packages you should receive that day, or what the postal services will be delivering to you that day. Because a lot of when you're doing a lot of ordering or online shopping and it's near the holiday time, a lot of UPS and Amazon and they outsource the mail to the United States Postal Service to make the delivery for you, for them. So you'll get stuff through the mail, through the post office as well.
Wow.
That's a good app.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna have to go back to this one. This
It
is
works.
good.
It even works with your regular mail too. So every day you'll know what you're getting in the mail that day.
What about credit card fraud or not credit card, just your bank account being?
I would suggest online banking. Everybody's gone away from the paper paperless billing and stuff, statements. So we can, I would suggest, and make sure you protect it well with a security code that nobody would have access to, because people want to know what kind of money you have.
Now, do they have a device that can kind of scan to get your information? I know it was something like if someone was close to you, they even had something that can scan it.
Well,
no, you haven't.
I haven't seen too much of that, but
like you said, it's a lot of slick ones.
What they usually do, have little card readers that they usually put on the ATM machine.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my other one. Yeah. I've been seeing that as well.
And they tell you check the ATM machine by pulling in to make sure that it's actually a part of the actual ATM machine.
And also,
not to use the ATM machine at night. If you
do that,
if you cannot,
I cannot.
If you
my OCD, I cannot. My PTSD will not allow me to do it.
So if you don't need the money that night, I would not suggest using the ATM machine at night. Everybody should does have Cash App. Or get it the next day, but people are waiting and praying for you to withdraw that money. 7-Eleven and Royal Farms does have an ATM machine, and most of their fees are free. If you have that access point on the back of your card, do not stand or use a drive-up ATM machine.
And monitor your account, because there'll be charges on your account that can be challenged. But if you don't monitor your account, you won't know.
And it could be small amounts. As long as they've taken that, you would not know. Y'all got that money. You don't see it. So yeah, it was that is actually some of the things I just wanted to talk about, because I know these were some of the issues that were going on. I know a couple of my friends that even had their bank accounts, taunted with. But it's a lot of things that we can do to avoid that. And so I'm grateful for those tips you had. One other thing that we're talking about, like safety, we talk about guns. We talk about, now let me just kind of go back. And the reason I want to talk about this is because thank you, both of y'all, 3. I don't know if it was you yet. I had to figure out if you were there, but we had a public safety forum at Maryville last year when I was there. And thank y'all for always being supportive. Continue to be supportive. We have a great PTSA president there. She's doing some amazing job.
You know her?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, Felicia McAlvin, and she was actually already on the board, and I appointed her as a PTA president, so I can resign. And she's doing she's doing a great job. They actually just had a pop-up shop at Mervo. Y'all missed it?
I believe they're having another one on the 22nd.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely. Oh, you watching it, girl. Yes, it was every Saturday starting from November, whatever the date, up until the 22nd. Yeah. So please go out and support. That's a nice way if you haven't, you don't like the shopping or going into malls. That they had everything there, from purses. They even gave a massage. They had chair massages. But I talked about like the public safety. At the public safety forum, I'd invited a lot of the agencies there. And one of the things we were talking about was our students around the area. It wasn't just Maryville, but city in the Northeast District being robbed. Do you see? I think you already kind of mentioned that you're seeing an increase in that. But what are some measures or things that the police department is doing to avoid those robberies or increased crimes?
So, the Baltimore City Police Department and school police have worked together. Yes. They have a deployment, or we have a deployment down and around Mervo and City College, where we've seen a spike in robberies. We also saw this same spike last year. I'm not quite sure if it's around the same. It may be around the same time. But most of the robberies, from what we've seen, have been students on student robberies. Really? So they're all. That wasn't. Yeah, some of them are student robberies, and the recent pattern of robberies that's been going on around city. I don't want to say that nobody should be victimized, but the students, there was a deployment put in place, and there was officers there, and instead of the students walking in the direction of where the officers were, they went in their own direction and not followed the path in which was designed to keep them safe.
Like alleys.
Yeah, so they actually were victimized as a result of not going in the direction of the police and taking their own direction. I would say travel in packs and not by yourself. And I could tell you that I used to be out there in the mornings running them to school because I didn't want them to be robbed. But a lot of them will walk by themselves and they're not paying attention because they're holding a phone to their ear or they're texting.
I was going to say this right here, exactly. Yes.
And by the time that they realize it's too late and you can't really, you're not going to be able to run. But yes, there has been. We also have a deployment in the area every day to try to prevent the robberies, and we've been successful in some of our deployment, and we've made some arrests. And we continuously work to try to do it. And next on the 19th, I will be having a meeting at Maryville at 5:30 to address the robberies. Well, it was just brought to my attention.
What kind of meeting is this?
It's a robbery, a meeting with the parents in reference to the robbery. Miss Langston called me today and asked me would I come, so I told her I would be there. Yes.
And actually, I wonder if that's if that's the PTA meeting, because it's a Wednesday. It just dawned on me that could be part of it as well. That's actually a good time. I'm unfortunately not be able to be there, but keep me posted, because even like the reason I resigned is because of the new position that I was elected for. Thank you guys, but it's still 43rd district, so it's definitely with Maryville and City and a lot of the Northeast District area. So I definitely want to continue to be a part of that in a different level. So I'm grateful for that. So I brought up that because one, I wanted to say the great work that you all have been doing to actually help.
Thank you.
I do know that some of the issues, and I said it over and over, was the phone. As much as we say keep the phone out of your hands when you're walking, teenagers
and adults.
Yeah, and adults. So true. They always do it anyway. And then also, like you just made a great point, was of course, it's getting darker sooner, and some of them are, stand for games or whatever they may be doing, after school activity, coach class, whatever, and it's okay. But try to avoid these shortcuts, these alleys, please, because it may be a shortcut, but someone could be right there trying to prey on you, and they know you're not paying attention. So. Now I know Mike Hillard, he actually was talking about some of the things that we can, even trying to, I don't want to say looking at the as someone coming at you, you know, kind of giving that description. And as long as you give that eye contact, sometimes that's when they won't bother you because they know that you got a great description of them. But when you're not paying attention, you're easy to prey. As well as, I always say, because I have a small child, you know, when a mother is tending to her child or children, that's also a time where you can be, you know, easy to be preyed on. So just some of the things that we try to talk about. I do know that, and I kind of go back to this gun, the gun situation. I do know that some of our students, when I was there were armed robberies, and guns were involved, as well as knives or whatever else they were using. And I know today they did a press release or press conference on the gun buyback program. Any of you, I don't know if you can talk about it, but could you? I wasn't able to tune into the press conference that the mayor was talking about. But could any of you elaborate on that?
So they are getting ready to have a gun buyback. It's 4 dates at 4 different locations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure of the location for the Northeast District, but they are giving, I believe, the fee ranges from $100 to $500 depending on the gun that you get, and you turn it in, no questions asked, and you'll receive the monetary gift based on the weapon that you
It's a gift.
Yes. It's a gift.
So I was looking at the flyer. I don't see a Northeast, but you said that there's a Northeast location. Yeah. Okay, so I saw 3 locations. There was one, a Shake and Bake, December 17th. December 19th was the McElderry Park. Well, that's the Northeast. Is that Northeast? That's East. That's East. Eastern. Yeah, so that's why I thought it wasn't on here. McElderry Park Community Center, and then December 21st is the Perkins Square Baptist Church on Adamson. If we have the Northeast, I'll make sure that is shared. But I will share this. I'll share this flyer that actually came out again. It's just okay. So I looked at it and I was like, this is, I mean, we've done it before. I was just wondering any details that you may have had with that. So it's another thing to kind of get the guns off the street. That's another safety. Just, you know, help us get them off the streets. My gosh. Another thing I wanted to kind of talk about was, just coming up with the, I guess Christmas time. Sometime we talk about community. What activities or events do you have coming up that the community can be engaged and bridge that gap? So maybe Monica can talk. She said she was not going to talk with me, but she's going to talk today.
And we're actually doing breakfast with Santa.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's going to be the 22nd of December.
Everything's going on the 22nd.
So
yes, it's early in the morning.
The location, we're still debating on the location. We do have one location, 1102. So yeah, it's growing. The kids are growing, so the locations.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, so I just have to get back with you in reference to that. What's the location?
Yeah, send me some information.
Reference to. Yeah. Other than that, that's the only event that we have.
I just know that Northeast is always doing things.
Shop with the cop.
No, shop with the cop. This weekend. All 3 of us going to be doing shop with the cop on Saturday.
So talk about that, because I don't know. Do I know?
It's when we partner with other organizations, and we pick children up early on Saturday morning, take them, and they have
take them to the golf course.
Golf course, right? And they have breakfast with us, and it's a delicious breakfast. I believe that the
McDonald's, is that the one McDonald's will sponsor?
Actually, I think the police department sponsors the food for the event.
Okay. And then y'all go to Walmart.
And then it's a caravan of Walmart. The lights are on and the sirens are on, and the children get to be in the car wearing our hats.
What am I doing this Saturday? I need to take a picture of this.
And then they're allowed.
Walmart
receives them with cheers and
Santa sitting right at the front door.
So how did you target this? Well, okay, said students because we talked about Maryville. How do you target the children?
Identify the children. Well, we went into Brims. I went into Brims Elementary and found a kid there.
Okay.
And it's not, but I don't think it's any real standard. But they have to live in Baltimore City, and And it's
between
So
7
are they
and
already
12.
all identified, or
Yes,
or
they
more?
are.
Okay,
Yes.
they already. Oh, that's nice.
Yes,
That's nice.
but they're always
Yeah,
looking for
it's actually
donations so
40
they can add
kids.
more children.
Okay.
We have
Listen,
40
listen
children
to that.
and 40 officers.
And for the shop with the cop, we've done that for the last 5 or 6 years. We feed a breakfast. We give out hats and gloves.
So that's for
And we
breakfast.
work with
Breakfast
the
with Santa.
breakfast with Santa. What did I say?
No, I was gonna say I don't
You was
remember
still
being
on
about
shop
it.
with cops.
Sorry.
You can talk about that. Breakfast with Santa.
Yeah, and we partner with Dent Organization. He gets the toys donated, and
And he dresses up as Santa.
he
Claus.
dresses up as Santa,
Oh, my
and the kids are allowed to take pictures. They get a gift.
Make sure I tag
We
you.
try to give we give a hat and gloves to the kids, and we feed them a real breakfast. You know, not
Yes.
all the kids get to eat a breakfast every day or every morning. So we typically have bacon, eggs, sausage, pancakes, and waffles.
And we cook. You should, the captain for today. You hear me? She
Oh, you the one that's cooking? I was there last
the one
year.
that's-
I was there last year.
So we try to do that every year.
So not to.
Sergeant
Zero
Hardy,
Carter.
you cooked too?
No.
Actually,
Oh, actually,
Breakfast Breakfast in Santa was actually started when she was a lieutenant. It was one of her brainstorm idea. And then,
She was a sergeant.
oh, I'm sorry. It started when she was a sergeant.
Y'all crazy.
We're going back 5 years because this is the 5th annual one. So it started when she was a sergeant.
Awesome. Look at that.
We took
So she need to
we
be a
took the
major.
idea and we ran with it. We discussed it over with Marcus, and we've been doing it ever since. So she's been cooking for the last 5 years and feeding hundreds of kids every breakfast in Santa. So
They have great cooks in the Northeast District. I'm telling
Well,
you.
not
And they cook
only do I
real
cook,
food.
but I also get my mom to add a little something in for every event that we have.
Now listen, y'all just gave me a lot, so let me just make sure. So the meeting at Mervo is the 19th at 5:30.
Yes.
Got it. The shot with a cop is this Saturday, December the 15th already, but just
Yes.
wanted to make sure. Breakfast with Santa is on the 22nd. I'm sorry, time for?
That's gonna be from 8 till 11.
Okay.
We just
At
had to change.
location.
We just changed our location, so it's either gonna be
So that's the one we
at Mervo
You can-
or
you
either
can wait.
Furley, but we haven't
Okay.
finalized.
At Mervo?
Yeah, Miss Langston agreed. That we could have
Listen,
it
shout
there.
out to Miss Langston.
I know.
New principal, she's doing some great things. I'll text her. I'll make sure I text her this time too. But she's doing some great things. And even shout out to Principal Rivers. He's holding it down at Douglas. And he is doing some great things. He's bringing in a lot of men to come in and pour into those students there, and women. And so it's really, I like to see that. You know, I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little brokenhearted when he left, but you know, to know that you have other people going around and either a different position or a different school location. I put on my page today, change takes change, and if we want to see that, sometime we got to come out of our comfort zone, whoever that's for. Maybe it's me. But that's what we need to do. So I'm really excited for everyone that's doing amazing things in the community and just kind of just stepping out of their comfort zone. So thank you. Look at that. I'm excited about now the 22nd. I don't know what, I can't remember exactly what was going on. But I do know my baby's birthday is the 19th, so you will not
Happy
see
birthday.
me. She'll be 4 years old. So then that's why you'll see me trying to do so much in the community. It's like for all of the babies in our community city, I just made a great connection over there. So trying to be over there, attending their meetings and seeing what their needs are. And shout out to, because you said school police, I tagged them, but shout out to Chief Ham. He's been doing some great things as well. So everyone. And this is how we kind of alleviate some things, and being as the RTV is restoring a village, but being a community, being a village, and being able to call on one another. And I think you just said it earlier, but I love what you said, like, talk to your neighbors and see if the neighbor can get the package, and maybe, hey, that would build relationships. You know, what are some things that you do to build relationships with people?
I talk to everybody. I talk to everybody, and they aren't criminals when I talk to them. Just people. Right. just the people. So yeah,
I think that it starts with respect and just the mere fact of saying hello. It starts the relationship.
Can we say hello anymore? We have to. I'm not
quite sure if everybody says hello.
We have to get back to that.
And if everybody's so angry, and there's really no reason. Let go.
Well, I won't say there is a reason, but all that's going on, I can see why people feel some type of way sometimes.
You have to give it back
well, we
to
have
God.
to, yes. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, we have to give it back to God. We have. Oh no, they're talking about Amazon. I was about to say we had a question about something. So yeah, we had Latia Adams. She was speaking about the ring or the Vivint. So I guess that's the same.
Yes.
Very effective. So she can vouch for that. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we had Chief Russell. All right, everybody looking on. Go ahead now. Very informative show. Thank you, Leslie Matthews. I'm trying to do both. My co-host is not here, but he's doing some great things in the community. We will be announcing some things to come up. So he's a sergeant, right? Yes. Sergeant Clyde Bowright, he says there's a whole lot of knowledge and expertise on this panel. Great police leaders. I just like to say it because sometimes I'll be missing the comments and then I go right back to it. And then so we have Donovan Brooke told me about that program. So maybe it's talking about the gun bot. I just want Joseph Kane. I don't know if you all know, but that's a great person in the community. He said, "Who's cooking?"
Me.
Oh my goodness, Andy P. So we had a lot. We even had Principal Rivers. I didn't even tag him. Listen, this is awesome. I'm sorry, y'all. So I just want to make sure that you know that we're not ignoring you. And yes, we had to make sure that we did bring in the best to talk about the best. I think that talking. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I even said, I think I posted, but if anyone wanted to call in, the phone number is 404-436-1277. Bear with me. Again, I'll usually have my co-host that can kind of piggyback, but the number is 404-436-1277. But this is kind of what we love to do. I mean, we could talk about some of the crazy things going on in the city with our criminals, but we can also talk about some of the solutions and things that are going on. So look at her. So Captain Preston, I just love her. I love her. One day I was leaving and I just rode past her and we talked for a long time, and that means so much. It wasn't like someone, can't talk to you, can't speak. We say just speak sometimes. Not approachable. And so I definitely put my endorsement out there. They say I'm a community leader, so hopefully somebody can look at this and know it. But she's an acting major and she's doing great things. And again, I vouch for her to be that.
I've been at the Northeast 7 years.
Whoa.
Came through the ranks of the Northeast District.
Whoa.
I plan on moving it forward.
Oh, I know that's right. Listen, I've been a homeowner where I am. That's my secret. Our secret. Hey. For 15 years. And I'm just looking forward to paying it forward as well and seeing it go forward. So just excited. So look what we doing all over at the table. Monica, anything else coming up? Because I know you are everywhere, honey. You ain't seen her dancing, but I saw Captain Preston over here dancing as soon as Diamond K put the music on. I was like, wait a minute now. I thought she was the reserve one. Is she not? Oh, you are?
I'm the reserve.
Wait a minute. Yes. And Sergeant Hardy's over here like, what did I get myself?
She failed to mention that he had Drake on. He went from Drake to Christmas.
This is a good time. Christmas time. Talking about Christmas. Talking about our young people, not as criminals, but trying to grab them before. We do, if y'all can see, we got a little gift there. Diamond K got a little gifts. And we're just trying to show some toys. I didn't want to bombard it with toys, but we've been receiving some toys already. There is a toy drive that we're doing, and we actually have an event. Hood Heart Toy Drive is going to be this Friday, December 14th at Birdland Sports Bar and Grill. Is that Northeast District still?
Yes.
So good. Hold it down, y'all. Make sure y'all there.
Is it?
It's this Friday, so I'll be a guest host. I had Brother Gregory on. He was talking about the toy drive. We've been sharing on our page. We received monetary gifts already. We have 4 locations, and you can drop off toys. And people have been doing it. I even had some people at my job giving money or giving toys. So a lot of good vibes. It's going to be, oh Lord, 9 to 1. 9 to 1. I'm going to delete somebody so I can have Lieutenant Boyd on my page. And I'll tag y'all in the flyer, but it will be this Friday. We're actually going to, the mission is bringing a toy, but it's going to be more of bringing the community together and networking. And also kind of ending that year with some things going forward. Like, what are some things we're looking for in 2019 as a community? We're going to have former football player Tavon Mason there. I hope I said his name right. I can't think right now. But he's going to be there, and a lot of other great people are going to be there to talk about it. So we can talk about, try not to dwell on, things that have gone on, but what can we do to better it in 2019? So a lot of networking. Make sure y'all bring, business cards or come prepared. We actually have a ugly sweater contest. So I was going to come in as a diva, and I was told I had to come in with an ugly sweater. So
do it all.
I know I'm gonna try to. And I'm gonna have my hair done, So we're doing an ugly, because this is how we were. But we're gonna have an ugly sweater contest, and actually the winner. So one of the organizer for Hood Heart Toy Drive. This is the third, I hope I'm not saying that wrong, but this is the third annual one that he's doing, and he's actually going to be taking $200 off. He has a home improvement business, and he will be taking $200 off of whatever services you choose for the winner. And he has done some great things in my home, so I know it's well worth it. We're trying to do some things in our home to better help us stay safe. You never know. You never know. And like we all said, just make sure that we just kind of be mindful of the things that we're doing. Have your key ready. Don't fondle it at the door late at night.
Yeah, if you see people.
Oh, I don't even get out of the car if I don't see
I'm that way too. I'm a city girl, born and raised in the city, and if something doesn't look right, follow your instinct.
Yes.
And it's not right. And I'm a police officer, and when the hair on my neck stand up, it's common sense. Safety's first and it's paramount, and nobody here is a hero. So I'd rather wait an extra 5 minutes to get in my house than to be fighting for my life. And that's what I would say to anybody that's out there. People have a perception of police that we don't live in a community, but most of us live in a community. We frequent the community, and I'm in the community every day.
Every last one of them.
And we pound these streets. Lieutenant Boyd over here, she's on the streets every day. I call her the mother of the district because she knows everybody. And I just appreciate all the hard work that all the officers of the Northeast do. And if there's anything that I can do to help, call me at the district, email me, I will respond. Sergeant Hardy's great, him and Monica, they'll get done what we need to get done or what we can get done, and we go out our way to try to help people. But people are so more focused on the bad of the police department and not the good, but there's a lot of great work that comes out of the Northeast District. And I don't want that work to go unnoticed or unrecognized. We are dedicated to serving the citizens of Baltimore and the Northeast District as a whole.
Definitely doing great things. And like I said, it's very when I bring someone on, it's because you've made a great impact, and I don't just bring anyone on. I'm just trying to tell you, I can do a whole little show by myself if I want to, you know. But if I know something's not right, Sergeant Hardy knows. We fight sometimes. He's like a brother. Like, I'll tell him, no, that's not right, and we'll debate about it. Come back around. Yes. I like that. One of the comments that was made on here, Andy Pierre, he says, I prefer hearing from blue shirts when it comes to community issues because they are the boots on the ground. So you definitely have some people that really acknowledge, you know, the work that you all are doing. So.
Yeah, well, our blue shirts aren't the only ones on the ground because our white shirts are out there every day too.
Indeed.
And and that's something that I expect, and you know, I expect us to lead by example, and we inspect what we expect. So we expect great things from our officers, and I expect great things from the supervisors and the officers, and I'm out there with them, and I try to make sure that people are tended to and taken care of. So yes, the boots on the ground are the people in blue, but we also have our supervisors in the white shirts that are out there as well. I mean, I've been at the Northeast for 7 years now, and I think that from where we were and where we're going, we're in a much better place. And overall crime in the Northeast District, we've seen a reduction in crime this year opposed to the same time last year. So we're actually moving forward in a great place, and we have seen an increase in our robberies. However, our robbery numbers are still below what they were last year.
Good. So
we are moving in the right direction, and the boots on the ground. So if you want to come to the Northeast District, I can give you a tour. Lieutenant Boyd can give you a tour. Sergeant Hardy.
So what are some of the meetings, the community meetings?
So
I have like the
which one?
So for December is not too many real community meetings. It's more holiday parties.
Yeah.
Community meetings won't pick up again until January. So in January when the meetings will pick up, and then we'll do a command meeting, which will be hosted by yours truly, the commander of the district, Natalie Preston. So in January is where the meetings will pick up again.
Okay.
So everybody gets to enjoy their holiday.
I know.
And some of the sky will change in January due to the weather, so
Yeah.
Definitely.
Got to play it by ear. That's what even when I'm doing with the show. Like, like I'll let you know closer to. But I do know that maybe that's something that we can. And you do have a Facebook page, right? The Northeast District has a Facebook page. Do they usually put the dates on there, like meetings?
Let me start back doing
Monica.
She said, Okay, so once that happens, I'll share it to make sure that everybody knows. One thing I'm really big about is community engagement, and just having the public be involved. And so, and I think that's kind of where I've built my relationship throughout with everyone, police, politicians, whatever. That's just where I am. I want people to know and be educated. And let's not complain and point the finger if you're not at the table. So I used to tell my parents that, like, here's your school board meeting, make sure you're there twice a month, And so just making sure that they know that. And speaking of public engagement and community engagement and public forums, we do have the public hearing, I would say, for our new commissioner. Can anyone talk about that? I do have the dates. I just wanted to let people know what we. I just said no. I'm just gonna. Okay. So I have to find it, but I can't remember the dates right now. But could you talk about? There's one that's going to be strictly for the public hearing, where the public can ask questions. I'm not asking for deep diving. I'm just stating.
So
Sergeant Hardy look at me like
we don't know what the confirmation process is.
Right.
But what I will say is that regardless of who sits in that chair, we at this table, the Baltimore City Police Department and the Northeast District, we are here to serve the community. So regardless of who sits in that chair, our job will not change. We will continue to serve the citizens of Baltimore and the citizens of the Northeast District without hesitation. So I don't know what the process is or how long far in the process or what the questions may be asked at that public hearing. But regardless of who sits there, we will continue to do our job as we are required to and uphold the law.
Right. I just wanted to, if I could find it before it's over, before the show is over, I wanted to just make sure that everybody knew the date. That's just it. We don't know. It's going to be actually a public hearing where people can sign up before a certain time. If I'm trying to find that, where you can ask the questions, and then there's a second date where and listen, I spoke to the city council president Jack Young. Big shout out to him. He keeps me abrupt about it, the meeting dates, because he know that I'll get it out to the community. But I do want to just say kudos, because they're allowing, or they have the opportunity for the public to ask these questions, and they made it on a Saturday. Like, there's no excuse, So one of the days is on a Saturday, another date is during the week, but there's one of the days are particularly just for the public, to constituents to be able to ask questions. So I just wanted to throw that out. I'll make sure I share that as well, because I think that's very important. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people just say, well, where does the community come in? So please know that someone's hearing it and someone's allowing this opportunity. So. See, it wasn't bad. And I do know that, like was stated, doesn't matter. Hey, we go right here. It doesn't matter who. I mean, that goes for anyone. It goes for like a mayor, commissioner, whomever, major, whatever. It is definitely saying that you're going to continue to do your job, and that that the people come first. And so I do have the dates here, because I just pulled it up, thank goodness. So Saturday, January 5th from 10 to 4, that's going to be open to the public, and citizens may offer testimony on the confirmation of Dr. Fitzgerald. And then the other date is Monday, January 7th at 5, open to the public, but testimony will only be taken from members of the Baltimore City Council. So there's 2 dates. I'll make sure I share that information and everything that we talked about today, because it's a lot to it, So we definitely want to make sure that we play our part, pick a date to go. If you're concerned or if you have questions, know that you have the opportunity, but let's not wait till it's over, said and done to complain and say we didn't know. So we're going to make sure, that someone comes on. Let's see if we can get Jack on here. I'm going to tag him. But if we can get someone on just to talk about, not even so much the process or who they're choosing, but to encourage people to come out to City Hall to talk about that. So any lasting comments or things that you want to say?
No, I'd just say happy holidays to all the citizens of Baltimore and their families, and I wish everyone well. And please pray for the individuals who've just lost their lives recently. And I do want everyone to know that every Friday at 3 o'clock, I'm on a conference call with the chaplains throughout the city, Baltimore City Police Department. So every Friday at 3 o'clock, we're on a prayer line, and I said prayer for the citizens of Baltimore, and especially the Northeast District. That
Fridays at 3.
Yes, bringing grace and mercy to all of the citizens in Baltimore City and the surrounding counties through their travels and journeys, as well as our police officers who put their lives on the line every day to protect them.
I smirked, because they've been trying to get me to do the chaplain. And I've gone out to some of their prayer walks, and
we have the best chaplains in the world in the Northeast District.
I know.
State takes care of us.
I'm gonna tell you on a little secret that most people,
oh my goodness,
people who are just on the show listening to Angie Wilder, I mean, the girl can pray. We was on a prayer walk, and she started praying. I had started stomping my feet. Where did that come from? Now, I thought that she was done with that one, and then she came out and she prayed again. I was like, oh my. So she definitely gets into the spirit.
Listen, I got me praying every day, all night. Sometimes I'm up late at night, but it's very, very hurtful sometimes, especially with me being a widow and losing a husband. It's definitely very dear to me, and just wanted, to make sure that I'm there as much as I can be, whatever we're doing. So kudos, and that's why I just laugh because they always like, all right, the next class is here. I'm like, okay. So Chief, Russell, he's reached out. So a lot of people, and that's good. And it's like I said, building relationships is like the best thing you could do, because not only the one thing that stood out was and I think the two of you were there. We went to Alameda, yes. And just some of the families and the people, they embraced everyone that was there. We were in the liquor stores, we went everywhere, and they embraced us. And I took pictures. Listen, I like to take pictures because it shows just the good things that are going on, not so much of victimizing anyone or trying to show, or even like with homeless. I may not show a person's face, but I want people to know that the officers are out there doing. I didn't know you were praying on Fridays, you just we look at the media or the things that are going on with in the news about police. I'm gonna be real, but we don't sit here and look at all the great things that the good ones are doing, not the criminals. We need to know that there are some great individuals out there that live in the community and that is doing things over and beyond that job description. Over and beyond the job description. So I just so that's like one of the biggest things when I know you're going out into the community, not only walking, but I think that's a time where you can know your neighbors. And some of the, because I won't say constituents because I'm now elected, some of the residents, they were calling you all by your name because they knew you. You built that relationship. They didn't just see you because it was just this one prayer walk. You're there, and so that is a great thing. Lieutenant Boyd.
Yes, ma'am.
You say you're the quiet reserved one, and I heard that you're the mother of. Let's just say no. What are some things that you could tell people, just to encourage them? And just not, it don't have to be safety, just period, just to encourage them during this holidays are hard, and we've lost a great deal of people. It's a very hard time for families, period. So what are some things that you can do to
stay connected to your family, and talk to them instead of being alone? Talk to someone.
Yeah, I think avoid isolation. That is the biggest thing, because that's the time where gets in the ear and gets in your mind and everything. And then why do they call you? Well, why did get depressed?
I don't know why she called me that, but I love my officers. I love the officers that I work with, and that's what we do. We work together. We're a team. And across the board in the district, we're a team. So I wouldn't say I was a mother. I'd actually say she was the mother.
Well, she already gave you the title now.
No.
She gave you the title now.
She's the boss and the mother.
Oh, all right. She won. So listen, we are going to wrap it up. It's been a very great show. Make sure y'all continue to share the video. I do know that some people may not be able to have watched it during the time we have, but they're always sharing it going forward. So make sure y'all share it. Listen to her. She the co-host. What you say, girl? What you say? What you doing?
No, he said, can we get the phone number?
Oh my goodness. So the phone number, but we can write it now. Andy, if you're still on, the phone number is 404-436-1277. Someone else actually said they tried to get in. So we may not be able to, but there's a lot of comments here. I won't be able to get through them. But if anybody calls within the last minute, we'll take it. It's 404-436-1277 if you wanted to. And let me make sure I just put it in the comments. Maybe I should have penned it. See, that's what you get when you're trying to do things by yourself. I got used to. I think I got spoiled with having the help now. So this is a great segment. Again, we talked about public safety. We talked about some upcoming events. We're going to make sure we put all of those flyers on my page, and I'll tag everyone. And just make sure you support. So there are toy drives. Again, this Friday, there's a Shot with a Cop. If you want to help other families or other children receive toys, you can always donate. How could they donate?
They can come to the Northeast District.
Okay.
But they can actually call us at the Northeast District.
Okay, so call the Northeast District if you want to donate. We'll make sure we're gonna have a long post. Make sure.
We'll even come out to you. If
Oh
you
yeah, okay. They'll put the lights on. Woo, woo, woo. And if you want to donate, come. Listen, I gotta say this real quick. Last year, I had some toys and I donated it, right? And so I had who else was with you? Sergeant Hardy and.
Oh, probably Officer Banks. I think
Probably Officer Banks. So they came to get it, and when they left, my neighbor said, "Everything all right?" That was a good neighbor. My neighbor always watching me. Shout out to my neighbor. But he was like, he was just looking, and I'm like, I just gave him the nod, like I'm good. So when they left, he's like, "Everything all right?" He still was trying to wait, but I say yes because he's just not used to it. That's a good neighbor when you're just not used to, certain things. So yes. Oh yeah. Oh, he said for the prayer line. All right, we going. Is it just for the chaplains though? Yeah. Sorry. So
I can say a special prayer for you though. I will do that.
Sorry, Andy. Okay, he was asking for the prayer line, but it's just for the chaplains and
I will put you in
the
the prayers
commanders
for
and the
Friday. I will.
Yes, but if anyone wants to, send some requests over. They will put that in
I
the
will
prayer.
put it in a prayer for you on Friday at 3 p.m.
All right. Every Friday, 3 p.m. I did not know that. So I'll make sure that I make a notation of that. And maybe we can get people to, put some information about prayer requests. You never know. Mm-hmm. So thank you all for tuning in each and every Tuesday to the RTV radio show. Thank you for all the comments. I'll make sure I get through some of them. Hopefully I answered most of the questions or put some information out. I do want to say one of the things on here, please, because I think this is really good. So Raymond, he said, please stay blessed. Be safe out there. Really appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
we want to make sure that we know that we do appreciate y'all. Okay, and don't let just a few deteriorate that. If there are already problems, the one person that will call you out is Angie Winder, and I don't have a problem doing that. But if you're doing great things, I don't have a problem acknowledging that as well. So. Yes. So each and every Tuesday, we are here on the RTV radio show bringing some great positive things to our city. We hear a lot of negativity, but you will not see it here. I would thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Please make sure you continue to share this information. Very great and vital information that was sent out today to talk about safety as well as some upcoming events. Please make sure y'all tune in next Tuesday as we're going to have another great guest on the show. After this, we're going to be watching the weather and doing it as a moment by moment because I don't do no driving, no snow. But please be safe, even with the driving and and it's getting cold and wet spots and we have black ice accidents. Please, when we talk about safety there, please make sure that you drive with caution. And make sure you just, again, be mindful when you're getting out of vehicles and so forth. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next Tuesday at 6:15. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.